Well, Hadley, it's great to be here today, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, and we're gonna share something from the Bible with all these people.
Right.
And what are you doing, Hadley?
I'm just looking around.
Well, why are you looking around? We're supposed to be talking to these people here.
Yeah, but I thought you could do that.
Yes, but we're supposed to be doing it together, Hadley.
All right.
So, what we wanted to do, Hadley, what are you doing?
I'm just looking around. It's really interesting here, ain't it? 'Cause I've never been here before.
Well, I know you haven't, but Hadley, we need to concentrate on the reason we're here.
Right.
You can have a look around afterwards, all right? Is that all right?
That's okay with me, yeah. Can you actually show me around, please? Yeah. I had a nice cup of tea.
You're not allowed to have cups of tea, Hadley, you know that.
Okay.
No, Hadley, we wanted to tell that story from the Bible.
All right, yeah.
Have you practiced it?
No, I forgot.
Oh, Hadley, how are we going to tell a story from the Bible if you don't practice it? I gave you the story to read, didn't I?
Yeah.
And I told you what it was about.
Yeah.
And I even said you could bring some props to remind you.
Oh, no.
Have you forgotten to do all those things?
Well, it's not my fault.
Hadley, whose fault is it then if it's not your fault? It's not mine.
No, it's my eyes. I couldn't see the story.
Hadley, what's the matter with your eyes?
They made of plastic.
Hadley, stop it now, come on. The story was about a little boy, you see, in the Bible.
All right, yeah, that's about me.
Well, it's kind of about you, because you are a little boy. Now, this little boy in the Bible story, he was just one of thousands of people this day when Jesus came to talk to all these people on the hillside.
Yeah, that's right.
And Hadley, what happened to these people?
Well, you know, Jesus talked and talked and talked and talked, and it was so interesting,
that's right,
that they got hungry.
Well, they got hungry because it was lunchtime, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then they got out their packed lunches, didn't they?
No.
Oh. Why was that?
'Cause nobody thought they needed packed lunches.
What, nobody at all in all these people? I mean, how many people were there?
Oh, there was more than 5,000 people.
Wow. Nobody had brought a packed lunch.
Well, only one little boy, you see, like me.
Right. And what did he do?
Well, the disciples, you know, Jesus' special friends.
Yes, I know who the disciples are.
Well, they saw this one little boy and they said, "Hey, you've got your packed lunch."
Well, that is true, yes.
But the disciples thought that wasn't enough, so they wanted to send everyone home.
So, well, yeah, that's right. If you haven't brought your lunch, you really need to go home.
Yeah, that's right.
So what happened then, Hadley?
Well, Jesus saw this little boy and he said, "Hey, come and talk to me a minute. Come on, come up here."
Yeah, well, kind of. Yeah, that's right. And then, this is the amazing part of the story, Hadley, isn't it? Jesus did something that we often do before we have something to eat. We do it, don't we, Hadley?
Yeah, we do.
What do?
We say thank you to God.
That's right, we do. We say thank you to God for our food, and that's just what Jesus did. And then the most amazing thing happened. Jesus asked his special friends to hand out the food. There was only 5 loaves and 2 little fish, and they handed it out. And then what happened, Hadley? Can you remember?
Oh, yeah. They handed it out and handed it out and handed it out and handed it out and handed...
Yeah, all right, we got the idea. But there were over 5,000 people.
I know, but everyone had more than enough to eat.
More than enough from 5 loaves and 2 little fishes?
Yeah, 'cause you told me...
What did I tell you?
That afterwards the disciples picked up 12 little baskets full of all the leftovers.
That's right, 12 baskets full of all the leftovers. And you see, that's a story that really happened in the Bible, and it tells us that Jesus wants to give us more than we need. Jesus wants to be our friend, just like he was a friend to all those people, 5,000 people. He wanted to give them something special. And you know, when we get to know Jesus, that's just what he wants to do for us. He wants to give us something more special than you can imagine. He doesn't just want to give us our lunch.
No,
What does he want to give us?
he wants to give us the chance to live with him forever.
That's right. Yeah, I tell you what, Hadley, sometimes people don't even think they're good enough for God, which is a bit strange, but I just want to show everybody something. So can I ask you to sit down for a minute?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Can I have my cup of tea now?
Well, maybe later. Go and sit down over here. Come on. Now, I've got some bits of rope here that kind of remind me of us, because sometimes we all look at each other and we're all different, aren't we? And sometimes some people might feel like this little piece of rope, there's not really much to that, is there? And some people think, well, I'm not really anything special. I'm just small and not very important. And some people think they're far more important than that little one over there, and they're like this slightly bigger one, and they think, yes, well, I'm better than him, but well, actually, I'm just still a fairly ordinary person. But some people think they're even more important, like this really long one, you see. But you see, what I want to tell you, just like in our story today, all those people, no matter who they were given enough to eat. And it didn't matter who they were. And the disciples didn't go round and say, who are you? Are you important? Well, you can have a role. Who are you? Oh, you're not very important. You don't get a role. No, because Jesus wanted to give something to all of them. Because Jesus saw them all the same, like these 3 pieces of rope. And if I show you that, maybe this will help you to remember this. You see, Jesus didn't see people as we see them. He didn't look at people and judge them for what they are. He knows that we all need him to do something special in our lives. And so he takes what we are and he makes us into what he wants us to be, like this. And when he looks at us again, he sees not just small people or big people, but he sees us all in the same light. 3 pieces, all the same, like that. So I want you to try and remember that story, the little boy that gave his little packed lunch to Jesus, and Jesus fed all these people. And in doing that, Jesus showed us that we are all important to him, and he wants to give us something really special that nobody else can give us.